Hey everybody, welcome to One Flight Down Basement Beer Tastings. Today we're going to be looking at a classic Scottish beer that I have not had in quite some time.
One, two, one, two, three.
All right, so today's beer comes to me courtesy of my friend Mitch, who gave this to me back at like Christmas time, and I meant to do this for Robbie Burns Day in January, and then that kind of came and went. I forgot to do it, and then a couple times I almost did this beer. But now's the time. Today is the day, and I'm pretty excited about this one. This is McEwan's Scotch Ale. As far as Scottish beers go, well, my family's from Scotland, and growing up, we had McEwan's in the house every now and then. I think at that time, and even today, it's one of the few Scottish beer brands you really see out here. I mean, Innocent Gun has a very big presence out here, but other than that, McEwan's is about the only Scottish beer you ever see. Occasionally, you might see Tennant's, but for years, it was always McEwan's was the one that was there. I remember trying it when I was, 18, 19, around there, and I remember it seeming really strong at the time, and then I got really into it. I really liked it for a little while, till one day I decided to make it a session beer, which is just a really stupid idea, because it comes in at 8% alcohol. Yeah, that was not, one of my best life decisions. But, so there was a time I really liked this beer, and I have not had it in a long, long time. Back in 2016, that was the last time I was in Scotland. Even then, I didn't try it, because when I was there, I also said, well, I can get that one at home. But I rarely drink it at home. So again, very excited to jump back in and try McEwan's Scotch Ale. So what can I tell you about this? Contains malted barley. The label is in many different languages. Brewed and bottled by, again, many languages. Carlsberg Marston's Brewing Company. Italy. Okay, so I did a little research on this before, and this was originally a Scottish beer that was made in Edinburgh. Eventually, was it 2011? They sold it to Wells and Young's, a English brewing company, and I believe it is still brewed in England. In Bedford, England, is where this is brewed, but it is distributed worldwide and I guess owned ultimately by Carlsberg Marston's. So yeah, that's kind of your history on the beer. It's got this really cool crown on there. Can you see that? Yeah, that's really cool. I like that. All right. Established 1856, 8% alcohol. Let's do this. Little gun smoke came off there. I don't think you quite caught that. I think I had that off camera. All right, let's pour this out and see what we get. Fizzy head on there. On the nose, I'm getting like some dark fruit kind of notes. Plum, that kind of thing. Maybe a raisin. Yeah, definitely those dark fruit notes are almost like a port or something like that. Yeah. Okay, what else can I tell you? Oh, best before November last year. Okay, so this is a few months past its best before, but that's fine. That's fine. Just something to keep in mind. If I don't like it, then it's not a true representation of what the beer could be. All right, let's go in for a sip. Oh, hold on. Let's see what it looks like before I do that. Because it is very dark. I mean, that probably looks almost pitch black to you, but I'm holding it under light here. I don't know if you can see that. It's more of a deep brown, even like a red, like a deep reddish brown. Okay, now I can go in for a sip. That is very thick mouthfeel. It's got a very strong finish too. I was gonna say boozy, but maybe not. It's just it does, as I said, it does have that kind of dried fruit kind of a thing to it, like a dark, like plum raisin, that kind of thing. Um, so yeah, almost like I said, like a port. Like it's kind of got that kind of taste, but not necessarily boozy in the taste. Yeah, that is a very thick mouthfeel. Um, and yeah, the strong port like taste that I mentioned on the second sip isn't quite as strong as it was on the first. Maybe even a little bit of a chocolate note in there too. Yeah, that's a pretty decent beer. It does feel, like I said, it's like a thick mouthfeel. It feels hearty. Feels like a very hearty beer. Um, yeah, I mean, this is always kind of what I associated with Scottish beer because for so long, this was about the only Scottish beer I had ever really had. And yeah, it's quite nice. I really enjoy this. Definitely like a slow sipper too because it is like so heavy. You know, it's a very heavy beer, not something you can drink too fast. Probably another mistake I made that time I turned it into a session beer when I was about 19. But you know, yeah, sometimes you just do stupid things in your life, and well, that was one of them. Anyway, yeah, this is quite a decent beer. Yeah, I would definitely have this again. I know it's a few months out on its expiry date, but that tastes pretty darn good to me. Anyway, thank you all for dropping by the Terry Isle Basement Pub. I hope to see you all again real soon. Cheers.
I'm sick and I'm tired and I need to go home.